live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
On to the real / mental health moment.
Yeah.
I think before I started seeing the videos and the tributes and stuff, I never knew when Kobe Bryant's birthday was.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started to see those things on, it was first on YouTube for me, and then seeing the videos on ESPN and stuff like that, it brought me back to that moment when I heard about the crash. And if you remember, you were the one who called me or who texted me to tell me about it. And when you said it, I was like, no, that's not, there's no way.
Right.
I was on the leg press machine at the LA Fitness in Acres Mill. I got up, didn't even finish my set, went to the locker room where they have the big screen TV in there. And I sat there for a few minutes just to verify. And I didn't see anything immediately on, if you watch ESPN, they have that
the ticker,
that ticker at the bottom line. And I didn't see anything immediately. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is a hoax. Because I remember my freshman year of college, and there was some hoax that Jay-Z was killed or something like that.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
It's just creepy, but yeah. And
so I was like, okay, all right, it didn't happen. Okay, we're good. And then I sat in there long enough to see, and it took me right back to that moment. And it's like, man, someone who, like, to be very honest, I didn't care for him as a basketball player because I rooted against the Lakers all of the time, same way I did with the Bulls and Michael Jordan. But like the man that he was and the man that he became, and I won't even say after his basketball career, like towards the end of his career.
You saw his maturation pick up. Yeah.
When you got to see Kobe Bryant, the man, and not just the competitor and basketball player, like I admired that guy.
Yeah.
I remember when he had first done his deal with, it wasn't vitamin water. It's that the body armor.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say he made like $200 million off of a $2 or $3 million investment. And like, I just was so like astonished.
Enamored with his business acumen at that point.
Right.
Like, because Magic was the only one we knew.
Exactly.
Shaq was doing his thing, but it was in a different way. Like Magic was making money though.
Exactly. And you just looked at Magic as like this ultimate businessman. And then when you start hearing these stories about all of the things that Kobe Bryant was doing and all of the irons that he had in the fire. And it's like, man, like, I admired him. And to see that, to see what happened to him, and then to kind of like it be brought back to that during these tributes is just, and then to think about all those other folks who lost their life in that crash.
Absolutely.
It's heart-wrenching.
It's a lot. But I wanted this to be the mental health moment because of the grief.
Yes.
I do grief support here in Charlotte with City of Charlotte employees. And one of the things I tell them all the time is it's so important that you express how you feel.
Right.
Triggers, things like birthdays and death dates and anniversaries and, all these things. There are so many things that can trigger, not just dates. It could be a song. It could be, something you see that makes you think about your loved one. So all of those things that trigger. So obviously his birthday was a trigger. And to see people openly expressing their love, grief, whatever they were feeling about him on that day was truly honorable. And I was just proud as a human being to see so many, especially men, because of the stigma attached to being a man and tough and all this, being so vulnerable. Even MJ.
Yeah.
Saying he can't even erase his number out his phone. Like, I can't. Like, that's the kind of stuff that we need to have conversation and talk about, because it's real, and grief is real, and grief doesn't go away. And I won't get into a whole spiel about it because that's, but I'm just saying, I just really thought it's healthy mentally to have these moments. Or I tell anybody who's lost someone, lost something, it doesn't have to be a person. If whatever it is that, and you have these trigger moments, it is okay.
Yeah.
Express how you feel.
That 100%.
Express how you feel. So love it.
Yeah, definitely. Because you a couple months ago, you had me crying all over this podcast. And it's crazy. Like I tell this story, and people, probably now think that I'm not telling the truth, but like I wasn't allowed to cry growing up. Like, so to be an adult, and now I'm just tearing up all over the place.
Yeah, nobody would believe
space
that.
for me.
Look, really?
Right.
But no, I appreciate that you are willing to be open, honest, transparent, vulnerable, all of those things that you're told not to be, right? So I love that you're doing it. It's healthy. It's not healthy. It's not unhealthy. It doesn't make you less than. It's healthy.
Yeah. Listen, I cried in the sauna the other day. Sitting in the sauna by myself and just scroll through a picture looking at me and my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it really is healthy. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, it's therapeutic.
It is.
Yeah.
It's and just the way I tell anybody, if it's like, I like the people who are speaking. Sometimes you need to get it out. You need to say it.
Yeah.
So either way, that was why this was the mental health moment.
Yes.
Yes. Kudos to all of those who had the courage. And even if you didn't put it publicly and you were able to express your feelings about, that loss. Because like you, I know I was sitting in a French cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Charlotte, not in France. In a French cafe, having brunch with one of my coworkers for her birthday. When we found out.
Yes, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I was eating eggs Benedict and salmon, smoked salmon.
That just made me real hungry.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. So feel good final thought. Now, this is special to me.
Yes, I'm going to let you tell it. Go ahead.
I am DC or nothing.
DC
and I vividly remember when I saw this young lady play in the NCAA tournament some years back. I don't remember the exact year, but I vividly remember she was playing for the University of Delaware.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this girl, and she's tall, like I want to say she's 6'4".
Yeah, she a lanky, tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching her. I'm like, she can hoop. And so when the WNBA draft came, and she was I don't remember if she was the number 1 overall pick. Probably so, because we had some years in there as a Mystics. As a Mystics fan, we had some years in there where they just weren't so good. So I believe she was the number 1 overall pick that year. And so Elena Delle Donne, who is a Washington Mystic, just returned after 2 years away from the season, and she didn't play in the bubble in that 2020 season. And she had to have 2 back surgeries. She made it back, and she returned and put up 16 points in her return. And it was good to see, because I'm legit a fan of hers.
Yeah. No, I was excited.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about women's basketball anyway. Yeah. Right. And so, no, she's one of those bosses to me. Like, she's a boss in the league to me. And so for her to be gone, you felt it.
Yeah. And
so to see her come back and then have such a good first game back was amazing. Like, because it isn't just that you sat out because of COVID. You sat out and then turned around and had 2 back surgeries. So you've essentially not seen the court like competitively for 2 years almost.
Right.
So just to see her back and doing her thing, and I know she'll get better and better, because you got to get back in basketball shape, all that kind of stuff. She'll get better and better, and she'll be right back on top. I know it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So I love it. I'm happy for her. Happy for the Mystics. that they have her back.
Mhm.
She's an integral
Me
part
too,
of the
'cause
team.
last year, Lord
So
Jesus,
I'm glad
last
that
year.
they have her back. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we at the end of another one.
Yeah.
But we got these show picks.
Show picks.
What you watching?
All right. So I just was on Tubi, just like, let me see, because you gotta mix it up.
Yeah.
So I'm on Tubi and I see this movie called Army of One. So you know how I feel about Colombiana, right?
Oh yeah.
One of my faves.
Yeah. Mine too.
So this movie reminded the storyline. I was like, this kind of Colombiana-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what this is about. Lord, I don't curse on him, so I'm trying to figure out how to say it. But she was a boss bee, okay?
Yeah.
This lady, this story, her and her husband, they were out on vacation, stumbled upon some stuff, got kind of caught up with some drug people.
Mm-hmm.
They killed him, and let's just say she was an army of one, exacting revenge upon those who did it to her husband.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say that.
So I'm definitely going to have to watch that one because just like I know
It's,
how you feel about Colombiana, you know how I feel about Colombiana. So I'll definitely have to watch that one.
Yeah.
And I love Tubi.
I do too.
Tubi has some really good movies on it.
I get free stuff that's like that.
Right.
Okay.
One of my favorite like football movies is Draft Day.
Okay.
And just because they show like the whole drafting process and like you can see it from and you can tell that the way they did it, that's the way that it happened,
Right.
And they had the blessing by the league because you can tell they used the NFL teams' names. So
yes.
And Roger Goodell was on there. So
he got a little cameo. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite football movies. And when I saw that it was on Tubi, I was like, I've been looking for this movie. And I thought it was like on some streaming service that I was gonna have to pay for. Like I don't pay for it.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that one. Yeah. So that I saw that. And then last night I watched a movie. I'm sorry, I'm double dipping this week called Really Love.
Really Love?
On Netflix.
Okay.
With my boy Kofi. From Queen Sugar.
Oh yeah. Oh, Kofi Siriboe. Okay. Oh Lord.
You gotta go see it.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I really like him as an actor. I do.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And you said it gives
you Love Jones vibes.
Oh, it's one of my favorite movies. Okay. So I'm definitely watching that.
It's a 2020 Love Jones, okay? That's what it is.
If football wasn't on tonight, I'd probably watch it tonight.
Yes, but yeah, it is that. It is the Love Jones 2020.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Got to.
All right. So I've been watching a few things, but I think the thing that I want to highlight is Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen Rose is my uncle.
Jalen Rose is just the truth. Okay.
He really is. He really is. Like
I love his genuine spirit.
Me too. And you really can feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and so I was watching something the other day where they were talking about, and this is something that we'll probably have a conversation about next week, but about the whole Nerlens Noel situation. And we'll probably talk about that next week. But just the way that he talked about it and the way that he approached it, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gonna keep it 100, and but he's not like some of these guys take liberties when
Right.
with their genuineness. Like they feel like they could just say anything, any kind of way about anybody, and it's supposed to be okay because I'm who I am. Like he's not that dude. Like I can tell that he's very thoughtful in the things that he says.
You know, it's funny all of what you just described is Charles Barkley.
Yep.
And so he's the anti-Charles Barkley.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know, Charles Barkley when he talks, he feels very detached, very like, you know, like
I don't
these
care
people
whether
that he's
you like
talking
what
about
I say or not. Right.
aren't human beings.
Yeah.
You know, and so I despise
There's
that.
no compassion and empathy there.
Yeah,
There's just, I don't really care. I don't care whether you like me or not. I don't care if you like what I say or not. You can't do nothing about it. I'm still going to be me. Like that kind of attitude about it. And it is true. You have the right to your opinion, and it is true. But it is always the way that you say anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like he gets it.
He does.
He gets it. So I love it.
All right. So if you guys want to get in touch with us, reach out to us on I get to this point all the time, and the first thing that pops into my mind is IG, and then I'm like, no, let me say the email first.
Okay.
And then I get stuck right there. So email first, fieldgoodfinalthought@gmail.com. Definitely reach out to us if you want to be a guest. Shout out to TK for coming on and hanging with us for a little while. We truly appreciate that. And if you guys, you know, reach out to her if you are in the Atlanta area or if you're anywhere around the world, because maybe you might want to start what she's doing where you are.
Right.
So definitely reach out to her. If you just want to give us some feedback, you know what I'm saying? Reach out to us for that. You can reach out to us on IG and Twitter. IG is at @field2the real podcast. Twitter is at @field2the real P1. Go to our Facebook page. Every time we post a video there, it goes right to our Facebook page, and so you can see when we post and when our videos are coming out. And please, please, please go to our YouTube page, subscribe, like, share, comment. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all of that. We appreciate you guys. Yes. We appreciate you guys for you know, continuing to you know, not just support us, but like continuing to engage with us. You know, we got some stuff that's gonna be coming in the next couple of months, you know, that we're gearing up for, and we know that God is opening the door for us. So
amen. In the name of Jesus.
We're excited about that, and we're just gonna claim it on here publicly because we know it's coming.
That's what he wants. Now we put it out there. You know we're gonna do something right. Oh, exactly. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, God. Yeah.
But as always, we love you guys. Peace.
Peace.
Now put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.